every time they follow our Facebook and Instagram, they get a freebie from us. So basically, that's how we do it.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's good. Hi, we have our main host here, who just arrived. Hi, Siraj.
Hey, hi guys. Hi.
Everyone, we're
That's
waiting for
it.
you actually.
Oh, I do hope it's just purposely to make me feel bad.
No. I will
Uh,
just make you famous.
no, it's okay. It's okay. Thank you so much for making me famous. Anyway, there's no such thing as main host or whatever, lah, you know. We are all hosts, we are all speakers, we are community and we are good here. So, but thank you so much for making it today. Very nice to see all of you. I apologize. I just ended a class. I teach business lah at a private institution in Singapore. Waalaikumsalam, Desiana. Sorry, mashallah. Okay, so yeah, where were we?
Yes, we
Yeah,
just
please, yeah,
we just finished with our first speaker. It was Jean requested to be the first speaker. So okay.
Yeah, Jean. All right.
Hi.
How are you, buddy?
Hi. How are you?
All right, bro.
Good.
Still
Good.
running around.
Hi, can I ask Jin something?
Oh yes,
yeah.
please.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sheikh.
Jin,
Carry on.
hi.
you talk. Can I know which location in Philippines your co-working space?
Sorry. Where? Sorry, can you repeat it?
I think the question from Sheikh is which area is
Hello, can't hear.
was your co-working space?
Oh, our area is in Quezon City and in San Juan. It's in Metro Manila.
I think Sheikh also frequents Manila or Philippines at one point of time,
Yes.
right, Sheikh? It seems Sheikh, yeah,
Sheikh,
yes.
can you hear us, Sheikh?
It seems
Yeah, he has a problem.
yeah,
Just
no, it's okay. So it seems a lot of people who have lived through the 70s and 80s frequents Manila for some reason. My dad also frequents Manila for once upon a time. He shares stories about Manila, how it was, and recently he came down during the last time I met Eugene in probably October last year. And he was there also, but he was doing his vacation. Wow, Manila has changed a lot. You know, it's very
definitely.
modern nowadays. It used to be everything used to be very easy. Manila, I'm not sure what he meant by that. But yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So about today's topic, these co-sharing spaces, I'm sure Zaha has mentioned a bit. The whole idea over here is there seems to be a change. It used to be, I mean, it is still, I guess, the perception that it's a very convenient option for business owners to take up a space, co-working spaces, and we have these big names like WeWork, like the Co, that grew quite a lot. You know, in fact, when you go to Malaysia, any Malaysians over here? Or anyone?
unfortunately, I have to repeat. Yes, there is
You?
guy from Kelantan.
Oh, Kelantan, yes.
Yeah, his name is Zul.
Okay.
He represent the Koperasi Dewan Melayu Kelantan Berhad.
Ni
Our
Abang
new
Zul yang pakai
partner.
baju biru
Yes.
Alamak. Assalamualaikum Abang Zul. How are you? Okay. Ni mute. Tak apa je. Well, in any case, I think Malaysia has got a lot of co-working spaces. The last I saw, Common Ground, I think is one of the big names over there. Yeah, I know dekat TTDI, the Golden Triangle, and even certain off the road areas. But in the future now, I mean, like again, these co-sharing spaces have grown very fast and expanded a lot. So do you see that as a potential issue in the near future? I mean, maybe we can ask any one of you, Jean or Jessica. Hi, Jessica. Yeah, or Sheikh for that matter. Do you see that an issue now that Regus is also one of the big names, Surfcorp? What do you think about these co-sharing spaces? Or in fact, you can also comment about your plans.
Maybe we can get Jessica. You there?
Yes.
All right. Here Jessica is from Apiary CoWorking space in Jakarta. Maybe you can start by introducing your co-working space, and then after answer Siraj's question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is this my presentation time? Because I have a slide.
Oh, please.
Okay, sure. He just jumped the gun. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's start the presentation. We're excited. See, I come in all pumped up. That's why I get all
Can you see?
just to cover my face.
Yes,
Okay.
I can see.
Sure,
You can see the Apiary logo.
Oh,
wow.
Can?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so hello everyone. Thank you so much, Storage Group, Zaha, and Shiraj for the invitation. It's an honor to be here. And I myself and my team host this networking session every week. So I'm very happy to see someone else do it too, because it's really fun. You get to meet a lot of people.
Yeah, we should go.
Send a link and we can send to all our friends. Quite a group over there. So yeah.
Can. Okay, so wait, cannot. Okay. So just a little bit about Apiary. We started in 2017, late 2017, just like Jean. We are also a very boutique one compared to the other commercial ones like WeWork, CoHive, GoWork in Indonesia. And we are actually a family business, so we're very different from the other co-working spaces who are backed by venture capitals or big corporations. We currently have 2 branches, one in West Jakarta and one in South Jakarta. So our space before COVID, we mainly sell the private office, shared desk, the usual co-working space, and especially event space. We do a lot of events, almost every day we have events before COVID in the event space. So this is the pictures of our space. The below 2 pictures are in West Jakarta, and the 2 above are in South Jakarta. We are a very cozy, like family-like, community-based co-working space. So we always emphasize on the events and the networking events. So this is this is after COVID, not before COVID. So before COVID, we're all about like events and space. But then after COVID, we realized the importance to highlight these 3 pillars: community, learning, and network. Community meaning more networking sessions online because everyone is stuck at home now. And then learning, we do a lot of online workshops, online events. Almost every day we have one. And then of course network, we have a wide network of trusted partners to help our tenants and our community with their business. This is also after COVID. Sorry. So this is like our record breaking schedule.
No.
Yeah, so this is our record breaking week. We had like 10 events that week, and we continue to break the record actually. Like we're organizing 2 big conferences right now, so it's pretty busy. Yeah, so that's a little bit of the introduction to Apiary.
Yeah, that's nice to know. It's a nicely done presentation, and yeah, that's the whole idea. I mean, I think for co-sharing spaces, if I were to join a co-sharing space, it's because about the buzz in that space. I mean, it's not supposed to be quiet and do your work alone kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I enter a co-sharing space, it's like I feel like everyone's like working for the same company or so, to know each other and the community.
Yeah.
So
I think I want to answer your question before, like what do you think about the co-working industry in the future?
Mm.
Usually, if there's because there are lots of investors owning lands and buildings in Indonesia coming to us, hey, I think I want to make a co-working space. But then what I would honestly tell them is I wouldn't recommend working space if you are only looking for profitability, because co-working space is not a very high profit business. It's mostly for the network, you know. It's like more like a place where you can gain connections, gain knowledge, you can grow the community big. So it's more of a CSR thing. So if you're looking for a profit, maybe it's better if you do trading or like selling something on e-commerce. I think you will have a lot more money. But we do it for the community. We have another family business division, so that's why we can survive right now. Whereas I see a lot of co-working spaces who become commercialized start to close one by one, you know, their offices, because it's just crazy. Like the fixed cost is very high. You pay the building, whereas your tenants ask to not pay the rent. And of course, as a good co-working space, you would want to help your tenants, right? But then from the building side, they usually don't want to help us. So it's like you still pay rent, but you're paying for subsidizing for your tenants. And then I also think, but I think a world without co-working spaces right now, it's unimaginable, because I feel like now everywhere we go in the world, there is a place for us to gain connections. To It's like going to a nightclub, but not for the dating part, but connecting with professionals. You know, there's a place for that, and that's co-working spaces. So and then second thing that I feel like co-working spaces have solved a problem is we provide on-demand solution, which is we provide a solution for people looking for office. Usually, people have to pay like 1 year rent in advance, right, in Indonesia to rent shop houses, ruko. But then in co-working space, we have flexible solution. You can pay 1 month and you get an office already. And then we also provide like financial, legal, tax, design services. So you don't need to be alone when you start your business. So that's another solution that we offer. So that's why I think co-working space, it's a movement. It's like a new way of work. It's a smarter way of work and starting a business. And I don't think it will go away anytime soon.
Mm. Okay, okay. Thank you for your experience here. I think that's, I do agree with you on certain things. The part whereby it's a community, it's community driven rather than profit driven. And you highlighted very aptly that if you want to make profits, then probably this is not the exact business to be in. Yeah, I mean, I think everything should have bit of profit, but if it's profit driven, then it's a different type of business. And that's where I also agree in terms of like what we have over here, like Zaha. I know we have a whole group of friends over here. I mean, there's nothing to say that probably in the future we can work with Apiary and set up a co-working space, or have a particular membership for all our friends over here with Apiary. I think that's how we take from online to offline. And I also agree the part whereby it's a nice what you call it, analogy. Yeah? So it's like going to a nightclub and dating or something like that. Yeah, I got to agree that everyone at the co-working space seems more energetic, more upbeat, and everyone's like more relaxed, a t-shirt, jeans. No one's wearing suits per se, so it creates a feeling of familiarity. Yeah, Zah, any questions, Zah?
Yes, I am more keen because what I can see, most of the co-working space all over the world, something unique about every certain places is the culture. And I believe every single co-working space have their own culture. And this culture makes who actually goes there, like what Sirai said, there's no people wearing suit at co-working space, which is I don't agree. Probably there is another co-working space actually say you want to enter, you should wear a suit. Who knows? Because it's based on culture. So I'm just wondering, what sort of culture that you have in your co-working space?
So
Good
I think
question.
that's a good question. For our co-working space, it's very quite niche. I think it's a very random mix of people because in our area we were the first one of the first ones in there in West Jakarta. So that's why the people who come in, it's mostly for the location. So people who live around West Jakarta, but the mix of people, there are freelancers, solopreneurs, solo consultants. I cannot say like 90% because it's like 10% this, 5% that. It's like a very mixed group of people. But we're definitely very relaxed if you come to our space. There's like beanbag, the cliche co-working space, very casual.
Correct me if I'm wrong. What I understand about Jakarta is divided into four, which is north, south, east, west. And even as a Malaysian who always go to Jakarta, the Malaysian will prefer to go to the east, Jakarta Timur. And I know Jakarta Selatan is the most happening hype for everybody. So I believe both of your co-working space have two different kind of people that actually come in.
Yeah, it's true. So the one in West Jakarta is predominantly, I would say, like family, young people, like students, and a lot of Chinese also, Chinese race. And then for South Jakarta, it's more like professionals because we are surrounded by office buildings. So that's why there are a lot of events in South Jakarta branch. The one almost every day is in South Jakarta, not in West Jakarta, where networking events also always happen after work. So people would come to Apiary after their work. They go to their office while waiting for traffic jam also. So that's the different group of people.
Great. So yeah, that is the culture represent both Apiary co-working space. Is there anyone here want to ask anything
I
to
want to.
Jessica?
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yes.
anyone wants to ask question, just. But is there anyone here who is in a co-sharing space, like who takes up space in a co-sharing? Shannon is smiling.
Smart.
Maybe
Yeah.
somebody else lah, guys. Not me.
You take up space.
Oh yeah, you don't know.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
You
you don't
did.
know.
Okay. It's totally not for you, but
Okay.
Yeah, Shannon is
Shannon,
one of
I
our.
just want to. Okay. I mean, I believe you are still in that space. What's your thoughts on this? I mean, how has it changed per se? I mean, like how Jessica mentioned and how we all know about co-sharing spaces, fun, positive culture, things like this. How has it changed, or is it still status quo over in the co-sharing space?
Okay, so I am taking up two co-working spaces, one in Singapore and one in Batam. Singapore is for my Singapore staff, including myself, and Batam I have one Indonesian staff there. So for Singapore, I think it is quite the same across all the different co-working spaces. I think most of the co-working spaces offer almost the same culture. There's only a bit of variations. So how it is before COVID and how it is in the new norm, for me at least, I think it doesn't change much. But I do see, and Sheikh also has discussed with me, the bigger companies are now moving into co-working spaces. So I foresee in the near future what that means for smaller companies like us. We will be pushed out of co-working spaces, either by pricing or by unavailability of space, basically unavailability of offices. At least that's for Singapore. So that's why I foresee for co-working spaces in Singapore. So I think a lot of bigger companies are already talking to Sheikh, um, looking at 10 tables, 15 tables, not something that smaller companies will take up. And I heard WeWork is also building up a new co-working space specifically for companies that's taking up more than 50 tables.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they are already doing renovations on WeWork, on a new office by WeWork in Singapore. They are taking up nine floors in the building. I'm not sure which building. So it's changing in Singapore. I think for the bigger companies, they consider this downgrading or downsizing to reduce costs. But I think for us, smaller companies, it looks like the cost will go up because of the demand. Yeah, but luckily I signed for 2 years since February this year. So the prices are locked on.
Okay. Good
But
on site.
the issues with the Indonesian side or Batam side, I think Batam there's not a lot of co-working spaces. I am having difficulty to find a co-working space for my staff in Batam. I think I've also asked around the Zoom networking chat group, and so far I'm not being able to get a good one at least. Okay, so the issue with my staff in Batam is that he has seen how co-working spaces are in Singapore. You know, the level or the culture that we have here. So the expectations now when she goes back to Batam is that it's the same. Obviously, I can't get that. Or I can't even, she can't even find one.
I
Right?
see.
I can't even find one. Don't say to, yeah. So that's the issue I have now in Batam. So I am even considering to move her to Jakarta now. So
Wow.
maybe I'll be
There you
looking
go.
for,
Closer to Apiary. But
yeah.
may I ask, Shannon, which co-working space is your staff working at right now in Batam?
So uh, we are now in B working space. So it's a very small niche cafe co-working space. We are trying to move to RK or Ruang Kreasi.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, so by school in
Oh,
Batam.
okay.
And all their tenants are either Singaporean or Malaysian companies.
Yeah. Wow, the demand is so high in Singapore. I think we should move to Batam.
Yes, please. I wait for
In,
you.
I think in Jakarta it's very saturated already.
Yeah, so Ruang Kreasi is dominating the space in Batam at the moment. They have no competition.
Jessica is on the way, don't worry.
Yes, I'm hinting to Jessica. So that's the situation. I am trying to expand to Philippines also. I think Touch Group also knows they are trying to bring me to Philippines since since when
Yeah.
Siraj, I can't remember also.
No, but inshallah we'll start with some Zoom meetings.
Yeah. So with the COVID we kind of unable to move there. But I'm trying to start something. I'm trying to so what I'm trying to do is I hire a remote worker, like what I did in Indonesia, and then place the staff in a co-working space. So that kind of solves my issue. And the staff will of course sign employment agreements under the Singapore law. So that's something the staff needs to be okay with. So that's something that um, I'm looking at. So I guess the new norm for co-working spaces, I guess you guys need to also consider the remote worker portion of it. That also means HR and admin services, not just infrastructure or office infrastructure. So that's why I'm trying to find actually a solution in Philippines, a co-working space that can also provide HR and admin. For my Batam staff, I engage Glints. So Glints is a company that does this HR and admin also, but they are not in Philippines. They are only in Singapore and Indonesia at the moment. Yeah. So that's another one. I think the structure that they have developed so far is good. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to finding one in Philippines.
You mean Glints is like the outsourcing for teams, or I thought it's just a platform for you to find workers.
No, they do have co-working spaces in in Batam and Jakarta, and they provide that for the staff that they get for us. Yeah, so they also source for manpower for us in Indonesia. Yeah. So that's something I would like to also do in Philippines. Or Myanmar. Myanmar is another option for me. So I'm running a IT company or IT services company. So Myanmar, Vietnam, Philippines, Indonesia, these are the areas that I want to have remote workers at. So it's still nearby, and I think the IT uh, industry there is really quite okay for me to try and hire IT staff there. So that's my plan.
All
So
right.
expand without going there. Yeah. So that's where I hope co-working spaces can assist. Yeah.
Okay. It's very interesting to know what Shannon's request to Jessica. Just to tell Jessica that all is recorded, so Shannon can actually chase you what you want. I'm just kidding. So okay. I just want to apologize to our two speakers. They had to leave early. One of it, they run out of battery. Another guy, Sheikh, I think had problem with the connection. So it's okay. I guess the floor is literally yours today, Jessica. You are bound to answer everyone's question in regards to co-working space.
Bro, let's not scare her, lah, bro.
No, I'm just,
Sorry, I have
I
to
just,
leave also.
I'm just pulling her leg.
That's a virtual one.
Right.
Okay.
So
All right. Yeah, no problem, Rose. Take care of yourself. Let's if there's an
yes.
emergency, no problem. Take care.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's do a little bit different, Siraj. Ours is always relaxed and it's always ad hoc. I know most of us understand that our Zoom networking is different, literally different. As much as people wanted to be formal, as much as people wanted to be, what is this, what is after this? I think I have been thinking about it almost every night, and I think,
Wow, every night, huh?
yeah, since it's our baby, so I like the way how we do it. Yes, I know not everybody love us, but it's okay. I'm just wondering, how are you doing it there in Apiary now? You mentioned just now that you actually do this Zoom session as well. Do you actually do like, is there a topic every time you do it, or is just introduction of their business, or because to me, what matters now is this engagement. This engagement is very important because I know for a fact every Zoom networking session, I get to meet my friend, Mr. Panumat. I get to meet Nur Fahana Jasni from SFCCI. I get to get in touch with Isirati through WhatsApp, and today I managed to make her come. All right, great. And then she brought a friend some more from Singapore who have a business in Bandung. See, this is all good network, you see, and that's why I love it. And to have our brother here from all the way from Kelantan, Zul, just to tell you this, there's another girl from Kelantan as well. Ada yang apa? Dari KB, Azuni Azwa, she is from Kelantan. See, and then of course Mr. Panumat is there in Naratiwat, just your cross border. See, and then we have this Mbak Desiana who sell fish roll, and she is one of our loyal members. So this is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Is the engagement, the engagement, the excitement that we get. To me, I love it. So I'm just wondering how Apiary also doing it. Do you
I
actually
like
do
how
it?
you ask a question, but at the same time you introduce everyone. That's a skill, bro.
Oh,
that I need to learn. So I'm like, hey, was there a question or is it? A bit lost, introduction time. I better get ready some introduction. Then the question come back again. I'm like, oh, class.
Very silk.
Yeah, this one, the call it the bunga first before the question come out. Okay, so Jessica, yes, please.
Yeah, actually, it's even more casual than torch groups because you have particular subject that you bring, right? Whereas ours is literally just a room where people introduce to each other, and then like basically they would talk about their own industry, because people would come from every kind of industry, right? And some people come from Japan but they're Indonesians, and then some from Singapore, and then they just share what's happening in Japan, how are they handling their business during COVID. And we always learn something from everyone, one or two tips for our own business to apply.
Wow. I must go to that session.
We've only started 2 weeks though.
Oh, all right.
Ah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. We should support you guys. We can do something together, definitely.
Yes, for sure. We're very open to collaboration.
I think Mr.
Mr.
Panumat
Panumat.
has-
Wait, I unmute you. Wait, are you unmute already?
now
Okay,
Can you
now
all
you
hear
can.
now? Yeah.
Yes. We all
One thing
can.
I like about this Zoom networking is you learn from something new every day. After I heard Jessica mention about co-working space, I never thought about having doing business with community-driven. So I feel like I got the idea, because right now I'm in social enterprise, where we do a lot for communities. So I just get new idea. Maybe I could have this co-working space in order to bring the benefit for the community. I just wonder also if your Jessica this is the family business. If not for the profit, what else what kind of business you make some profit out of this?
So we were actually in trading. So we did like cold trading and on the other side, but we've stopped that since COVID, because we also not in Indonesia, right? But other than that, this co-working space is also like, because all the children are now handling this co-working space and our other side projects. In this co-working space, we meet a lot of people, right? So it's an opportunity for us to learn about. It's like a school of life. So we are trying to find that good idea first, and then maybe like meeting new people, meeting new connections, and then when we find that suitable idea, then we venture to another business. But for now, this co-working space is just a platform for us to learn and to meet new people.
Great.
Thank you.
I've got a question actually. I think we have a couple of trade chambers, a couple of Panumat looking to social enterprise. I'm not sure if Marut is there. It's Marut from TMPA, right?
Yes, the
Thai
MPA
Muslim Trade Association.
Association.
And Ms. Fahana from SMCCI. So obviously I like to engage them also, because they've been loyal supporters. Is establishing a co-sharing space part of trade chambers plans in the future, or do you guys see it as a viable thing for your current members? Don't worry, it's not something that I will take into context and contact the directors.
Ex-chambers boleh
And
jawab.
also ex-chambers also. I'll excuse myself though from that category. Just in case Fana point back the question to me.
We should give that to Fahana. Later we ask Mr. Zul to answer that.
Yeah. Fana, any thoughts? I mean, first of all, do you think it's useful for the demographic of the trade chamber members?
Like, okay, should I answer or not?
You can answer, no problem. Sorry, you can come in. Fana still checking the PDPA clause of the chamber, got a lengthy ni.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Fana come in really, because I gave a false statement. Chamber got no such statement, no such clause.
The chamber perspective of embarking to co-working space, that one is beyond me to answer. So I am not sure of the direction of what
But
the
on your personal capacity as someone who is working for a trade chamber, will it be useful for the trade chamber members?
I mean, in this current situation, if financially speaking, it's best for the staff to continue working from home. I mean, chamber itself is a non-profit organization, so we have to be mindful of whatever that we are financing our assets or our liabilities, all this lah. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm
Let
not
me.
much input, so I don't really know how to answer this, but I hope it helps lah, some way or another.
No worries. No worries. Actually, okay. If I were to share my own opinion and view on Chamber of Commerce, see, Chamber of Commerce is one of the oldest organization in the world. They were created by all these elite people who want to have gathering, and they know whoever join Chamber of Commerce is the people with business. Different by somehow it's different like co-working space. They have their own community, which is most of them are startups and most of them are freelancers. They have their own skills. So what they get in co-working space, they actually meet another person who have another skill. Quite different by business owners who have their own business in their own industries. So your question, Siraj, I think it would be great if the Chamber of Commerce actually running the same culture as the new, but if they still stick to the old culture, then it's irrelevant because most of business owners do not want to meet in the chambers. They probably have their own places that they want to meet. So they probably have their standards already. So it's quite different if they were to actually open for a co-working space.
Yeah, I mean, I also agree to a certain extent. But okay, since I think Torch is the consultant with business chambers, and I'm a former staff member of the SMCCI. There was once during my time that there was some talk to embark on a co-sharing space, but it's more of I think you mentioned to me there is this brand, it's the Airbnb of co-sharing spaces.
Oh yes.
What's the name?
Wait, I can't remember the name.
WeWorks?
Gorilla?
Or was it really?
Gorilla, I think.
Gorilla.
Oh wait, I have a letter. Wait, let me check.
Okay, never mind. So basically, there's this company lah, could be Gorilla or some other name. So basically, they do Airbnb of working spaces, and what the chambers wanted to do at that point of time, again, just a disclaimer, was to actually
Fly spaces.
What is it?
Fly spaces.
Fly spaces. So it becomes whereby, see, most members have some office space or some space. So for example, like Torch has an office, the Padma has an office. So these guys lease out certain space to the chambers at any one point of time. So the chambers take up member spaces, and every member can go to each other member spaces. So it becomes like an ecosystem. And then the business chamber just becomes a platform. Obviously, there must be terms and conditions. I'm sure, no privacy, data security, and things like that. Because I went to one co-sharing space. We don't see this kind of things. Like, for example, where was this space? It used to be called Space Mob at Jakarta Westin Building, near Rasuna Said Road. But now I think it's WeWork took over or something like that. So they told me about photocopier. There must be some privacy, so people print, and this. So they got some rules. So I was like thinking, I think if the chambers wanted to do it, so there is a lot of terms and conditions. For example, let's say I'm sharing a space, but then I see another company tender document or something like that. You know, how do they restrict this kind of flow? It was interesting, but if it can be done, I think it's actually no problem. Budesi, take care of yourself. It'll be very, very useful for members because again, it's like a card. So I'm a member of SMCCI, and then I get to go around using offices. But yeah, no, it's something maybe in the. I always feel that again, as a business chamber, it's always easier to work with a current operator. Then things become a bit more structured. At least these people have the necessary experience to run it. Okay, Yazar, anything to add on? We have Sulki now coming in.
Yeah, Sulki, welcome.
But Sulki, okay, Sulki went to take some potato chips. When take potato chip, they come back. Then on time, he here, he's still be back. Okay. Sabar, Sulki.
I went through a few other co-working space online. I think one of the interesting co-working space, when I first time know about co-working space, it was in Bali. They have it in Ubud, and then I know there's one in Thailand, Kopangan. You know, all these islands actually, because all these European, Mak Saleh, Bule, they come to the island. They also want to do work, and these places actually offer the space and for them to start working. So, like again, how co-working actually sell the USP, the unique selling proposition, I mean, for their co-working space is actually based on the space, right? Is there any other offer that you actually offer to them? I mean, do you like offer, like, okay, for example, I am going to go to Apiary co-working space for the first time, right? Obviously, I do not know anyone except the one, except the people inside there, and that also I probably need to introduce myself or probably need to be introduced. Do you have a specific person where the Indonesian call CS, customer service, right? Do you have that kind of specific person? Go to your new client. Hi Zaha, this is welcome to your new office. This is your office. Make like your own office. You already pay for it. Okay. You can use the printer. You can drink the coffee. However, obviously, if I am if I'm not a quite friendly person, I probably do not go to the other people, get networking, get in touch. Do you have a specific person who actually do that for the client if they request?
So our employees are all community managers, right? Just like I think most of other co-working spaces, except for the super commercialized one like Regus and like specific for virtual office. But for co-working spaces, we usually have community managers where we have very selected carefully these community managers. We hire people who like people, so they have to be like extroverts. And then on the first day of our new tenant, we usually ask them out to lunch just to make sure they're at home, and then we try to introduce them to several other community members or tenants that we think they might like connect. And then we also monthly we have an offline monthly networking session called Buzz Night. It's our signature event. So that's usually where we ask them to join and meet all the other people in the neighborhood, the entrepreneurs in the neighborhood, and then they can mingle over food and drinks. So that's our efforts to,
Oh, I like your place already.
I want to check with you on that note. As always, co-sharing spaces have good coffee, good stuff like that. How has it changed now that we're entering like post-COVID or during these times where things are not supposed to be shared, it's supposed to be disinfected, safe distancing measures. Yeah, I mean, I've never been to a co-sharing space ever since. Has it changed? Do you guys give sanitizers out instead of
Yeah.
masks out instead of coffee?
So we hide the coffee and the tea. We just we ask the people if they want coffee, then our office boy will make for them. And actually, our whole team are still working remotely because we're all scared. But there are like people, our tenants who desperate to work in the office. So what can we do, right?
Yeah.
But we just follow all the protocols. All the office boy wear face shield and mask at all times. All the guests wear face mask at all times, and then we put hand sanitizers. We hide all of the sharing, like all the pillow and bean bags. We hide all of them, and then we try to wipe with alcohol all of the facilities at least twice a day. But like for the door handles, we try to wipe it every hour. And we also do contact tracing and stuff.
Contact tracing.
So we also follow the government regulation. We can only accommodate 50% capacity of the meeting rooms and the whole office.
Oh.
So we ask, to be fair to all of our tenants, we ask all of them to alternate the days for their employees.
So do they have to register?
Yeah, they have to register. It's a lot of processes, and I think a lot of Indonesians don't really follow the procedure. Like if you go to the restaurants, it's like on 150% capacity, and it's still like, but we try lah. We try to be more professional.
Correct. Yeah, I understand that. No worries. I think just to share, even in Bandung, everything start to be new normal, but it seems to be normal. So it's up to us to whether we want to actually go there or not. So if you are conscious, you actually avoid. But if you don't, if you just feel, that's why the government say terserah Indonesia, terserah.
Terserah.
Yes.
Okay.
I am so interested to ask our new partner to share about Zul. Mu ada situ. Cikgu. Aku nak kecek Kelantan, boleh? Okay. Maybe you can share about Co-Dewan. Co-Dewan is actually a short form for Koperasi Dewan Melayu Kelantan. They are new, but they've been actively helping the Kelantanese usahawan Kelantan or Kelantan entrepreneurs to enhance with all the help by the government. So maybe you can share a little bit about the activities that Co-Dewan is doing right now.
Okay, Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullah.
And hi everybody, nice meeting you all. Firstly, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Zuhilmi, as from the Co-Dewan, one of the what do you call it? Not NGOs, but something like that.
Yeah,
but
it's cooperative.
Cooperative.
Yes.
Okay. So our we just make it the Co-Dewan only 1 year. I think this is 1 year, and a lot of activities, and the main objective of the set up this Co-Dewan is we like to make a entrepreneur from Kelantan to make a community because almost of our members is a entrepreneur. So our main business is, we also in the first place we would like to make a co-working space also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in Kelantan, but because in Kelantan there are a lot of small entrepreneur, but they like to work at their home. So as a main agenda for Kodewan is to make first virtual office in Kelantan, because in Kelantan don't have a virtual office yet. So have a little bit issue with the what do you call it problem from the financial, and then we make a business. Now we manage one factory to make drinking water, and then our new project is become the training provider to state agency. We make
okay.
That's is I would like to tell about what is for that one.
All right. Okay, let me explain a little bit the way I understand. Kodewan is a cooperative, it's a koperasi. I mean, I believe most of you understand what is koperasi or cooperative mean. So they are part of partial of all the Malay entrepreneur in Kelantan. What they're trying to do now, they are trying to expand the Kodewan to be one of the association that actually helps the Malay entrepreneur, because culturally most of the big business owner in Kelantan do not live in Kelantan. They actually live abroad. So the one that actually live in Kelantan is the small one, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So their mission is to make the small one become bigger as well. That's what I understand. So thank you, Zul, for your explanation. Hopefully we can meet some of your members soon in our next session.
Sure.
In KB, where?
Yeah, KB, Kota Baru.
Kota Baru. Yes.
Inshallah.
Yeah, maybe
nice. I would like to join your co-sharing space kalau pasal ikut jadi si Kelantan bukan kopi tapi nasi mesti ada. Macam-macam nasi.
Nasi
I can
ulam.
never forget ayam cafe. Betul tak? Zah, ayam cafe kan? Cafe
yes.
ayam kan?
Coffee, yes. I miss Kota Baru.
Every time we eat rice,
Yeah. Every meal, break time, but to be fair, the rice is good. The various variety of rice tu memang sedap. Memang, the creativity tu memang ada lah. Nice.
Azuni can be your new member as well. Azuni, are you there?
Azuni, graphic designer, right? Azuni is
the one, the graphic designer. She live in Kota Baru.
Correct.
So see, this is what the beauty. Even orang Kelantan sama Kelantan pun they don't know each other yet, but by having this session they can get connect.
I wanted to ask this question. I mean, like for Zul and also for Jessica, because Zul ada perancangan, ada plans to do like a co-sharing space or things like that, or more like a virtual office. So people are getting used to staying at home, and like things can be done by staying at home. Do you think that would affect this co-sharing business or no? Like for example, I mean, I again the event that you organize, is it only specific for your members or open to all? Jessica.
It's specific. It's open for public. But
open for public, yeah. So for example, I stay at home. I work at home, and for me, okay lah. If I need to network, I just go to your event, Dodge event, and quite a number of events happening. Some need to be paid, some not really. In fact, quite a few things need to pay and network. So do I need to be do I really? What's so good about having to go to a full charity during these times?
During this time,
Like do you see that affecting your business, or do you see there'll be a reduction? I know, like how Shannon mentioned, there might not be lah. There might not be we work securing big companies and all these things. But for example, the OMO, one man operation, 3-man team. How do you see that?
right now, I think the COVID pandemic has hit the co-working industry really bad because even though some people are desperate to work in an office, a lot of us are still afraid to go to the office, so they just stay at home. So a lot of our tenants also don't renew the office. But what is selling well is the virtual office. So people are transitioning from using the physical office space to just needing the address for the legalities of the company. So we also don't encourage people to come right now. Actually, we focus on the community, on online community, and we focus on the virtual office. But for the physical office, because we ourselves are also still scared, because it's very dangerous, very risky times right now. So we also don't encourage them to go out. Yeah.
Okay. It will take some time to pick up lah. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Is Kamal there? He seems to be invisible.
Kamal behind the scenes though.
No.
Some people prefer to be in front of camera, some people prefer to be behind the camera.
Maybe I can target somebody else.
Oh, okay.
But she's still a bit distracted. Yanti.
Yes.
Suddenly, now attentive really. So I know you also have aspirations to go overseas, right? You're mentioning to me. So do you see what my plan? I explained my plans. Do you foresee that you could also do the same for your industry? I know you're different. You're doing software development.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing IT services. Yeah.
So basically, yeah, I mean, we've already been not quite, registering a company overseas, but our development team is currently based in Vietnam. So yeah, because they are, on a lockdown now, our team is actually based in Da Nang. And we are currently hiring another remote team based in India. We were looking around for even Malaysia or Indonesia. And even at one point of time, we considered to actually set up, a company in Indonesia, but we realized that the protocols, the investment upfront was just too cumbersome. Doesn't make sense. So actually I want to highlight to or address Jessica. Jessica, yes, please open in Batam. And best if you could also help us in hiring, as in networking together talent, we'll go there. Because the fact is, as you know, in Singapore, the cost of labor is too expensive, especially where the skill set that my company requires. I think I can hire for one person that we pay in Singapore, we can get 5 in Vietnam. So and being in Singapore, we focus, I would say that our target market has always been SMEs. Advantage is that most SMEs in Singapore, basically they do implementation of system because apparently the government has been too generous in somewhat subsidizing the implementation costs. But even so, it is always, for vendors like us being squeezed left, right, center. Therefore, we need to actually keep our costs down. So yes, coming to your question, we are definitely keen. We in fact considering to either open another one in Malaysia or India, and Indonesia was not sure whether we want to, but yeah, if there's any possibility that that we can collaborate somewhat in terms of, not sure about shared services, because we need a dedicated team, but any services that could help us to minimize our labor costs and finding talent outside of Singapore, that would be actually great, because that's what I'm actually looking at. The purpose of me going out there, number one, of course, we would like to also address the market there, but yeah, it's more of cutting our manpower costs, cutting down our manpower costs. Yeah.
That's so interesting. Can I also ask, maybe to Yanti and Shannon, what are your challenges so far with the hiring process? Is it hard to find labor in Indonesia? And if you already get the labor, are they up to your standard?
I have worked with Indonesian developers. I mean, in terms of skill set, again, there are a lot of verticals in terms of software development, and there's a lot of programming frameworks. So it also depends on, I'm not sure whether it's somewhat, there's a correlation of location to a particular skill. That is what I gathered. Because for my kind of skill set, just for information, we actually develop custom softwares, but predominantly our work has always been revolving around implementing ERP systems, specifically Odoo, which is a Belgian-based brand, using Python framework based on Odoo. And if you're looking into the skill set in Indonesia, we've worked with several, I would say, teams in Bandung specifically. Somehow, they're very good. But to hire them directly, I realized that the cost of setting up the office there is, wow, it's quite expensive. And the rates that I'm going to pay versus what I'm actually paying for my Vietnamese counterpart is as much as 200%.
Wow.
So that is actually, so that gives you a hint of how economical my Vietnamese team are. Okay, but that is the reality. And it seems that India right now is like in between. It's higher than our counterpart in Vietnam, but Vietnam is also increasing. All right. So in terms of hiring, actually, again, like what I said, it depends on where we are and where we are seeking the talent from. So in Indonesia, I have not actively hiring. I mean, I have attempted once. There was a couple of, I think, not really quite hiring, but looking around. Okay, so that's where we found out that there's a lot of talent pertaining to the skill set we require is based in Bandung. In Vietnam, I can't get it. That's why I had to look outside of Vietnam, because the skill set for Odoo is somehow, spiking, that every developer, even the biggest software house, can't find talent in Vietnam. So that's how popular the framework is. That's how much shortage there are in Vietnam for the skill set that I need. And yet we find an abundance apparently in India, because India, it's huge. And basically from, Gujarat especially, also there's a lot. In fact, outside of Gujarat also there's a lot of skill set. I mean, there's a lot of talent available. So that's why we are currently actively looking at that. Yeah, so it's not a matter of, it's just about knowing where are you hiring and where the talents are, apparently, with regards to the requirements that we need.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So another collaboration, Yanti, I can help you out, man.
Yeah, you let me know. And it better be the same or lower than my Vietnam part. I don't think you can beat that. Like, really, you can't beat that.
No, Vietnam cannot. Vietnam is not possible lah. But yeah, we can collaborate on you hiring in Indonesia. I will accept you.
Yes.
Without opening your
what's that
own
mean?
company. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay, okay. Yes, yes. As
We will
because
talk.
we are prepping up for the next 3 months capacity. So
Okay.
right now we are like looking for people.
Okay.
So do let me know.
Can
So it
I will
seems
also register this.
the model of like co-sharing space plus manpower agency
Yeah.
does work.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, even for us, we're in Rigas. What I love
Oh,
about Rigas, what I love about Rigas is that it's not like we travel all the time, right? But you have a space in Rigas, and you can have you have access to practically all the Rigas offices around the world. So that is actually cool. Not like we travel all the time, like I say, but yeah, it's presentable, and the cost is I would say it's pretty effective, cost effective. So yes, definitely. And for IT companies, we do a lot of remote hiring, considering like what I mentioned, skill set and also cost. So if co-working space like Jessica could actually bundle that together, that'd be great, you know?
She already bundled it. Don't worry, you will receive.
Yes, 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 yes.
I'm on the way there.
Yeah, yes, you should, and run a campaign, all the startup IT tech companies in Singapore. We give you a space, a seat, along with, the resource. That'd be great.
Yeah, we never think about that selling abroad, actually. That's
Yes,
a
you should.
idea.
Okay,
I
so
just want to.
do I get a share, Jessica, for
Oh,
giving us
don't
a
worry, guys.
new opportunity?
I think Mr. Panumat have a question.
Yes.
Actually, not a question. I just like to, if I may, Mr. Sirat, Mr. Zaha, Mr. Marut is there or not? Mr. Marut, can you hear me? Because talking, because me and Zaha visit TMTA office last time. I
Right.
remember you all have co-working space
Yes.
before COVID,
Yes.
and for members to use it,
Yes.
and some outsider for having a meeting and use the space also. Maybe you could share how's it right now, how is it situation, and since the COVID is already pretty much contained in Thailand, is it back to normal yet? Can you share a bit of co-working space of TMTA co-working space in Bangkok right now?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Actually, the co-working space doesn't belong to GMTA, but it belongs to one of our key members.
I can't see you. I can't see you. Where are you? Okay, sorry. Okay, yeah, I can see you.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. It belongs to one of our key members who is also a vice president of TMTA, and it is also currently where TMTA office is located right now in central Bangkok. Originally they were running the co-working space businesses, and that's why I asked Mr. Earlier speaker, Mr. Hang earlier, how good the business was in the Philippines, and I've heard quite a few interesting points here shared by our other speakers as well. To me, before the COVID, I think it's like many other countries in ASEAN, the shared facilities business. I'm using shared facility because it's not just restricted to co-working space. I'm also talking to the possibility of having the shared kitchens businesses for some of the restaurant businesses to have a shared kitchen facilities that they can rent out and have their cooks and their chefs working there, and so that they can fully focus on the food delivery business and things like that. That were also in discussion, and I think they were already starting some of those businesses as well. But that was all before the COVID, and now basically I think all the shared facility businesses, including like the what is it, Airbnb, and okay, of course, co-working space, and if people tend to refrain from using those shared facilities as much as they can, and that directly affected their business. And Thailand is quite fortunate in a way that we seem to have managed the pandemic quite well in comparison with many other countries. And people seem to be opening up now. Business are opening up. Basically, we still need to wear masks when we go out in public, but we can do pretty much everything we could before the COVID. We could go to shopping malls, even to cinemas, even to our restaurant are basically opening up now, but still people are still refrain as much as they can from using the shared facilities. So I'm still not sure. To answer your question, the co-working space that belong to my friends at the MTA, they basically closed that part of this business at the moment, or suspended for the time being, and try to use the facility for something else, like maybe for renting out for meetings and small group meetings and workshops and things like that, but not so much for shared co-working space. So if I answer your question, yeah.
Interesting. Yes, in regards to the co-working kitchen, I think one of my friend in LinkedIn actually mentioned that there's a new thing which is co-working kitchen. So he was explaining how can it works. Example, if you are doing food business in Indonesia, and then you want to expand your product in Singapore, for instance, but you cannot bring the whole kitchen to Singapore yet until you find a market. So the way you test market, you go to the co-working kitchen, and then you do all your products there, and then you call people to come and test. If people like it, then only you will come and invest in Singapore. So I guess that's how it works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Very, very.
Is that happening in other countries too? I mean, the co-kitchens businesses, is it happening in Singapore, in Jakarta, and in the Philippines?
I'm not sure. Maybe we can ask our friend here. Is there anyone doing co-working kitchen in the rest? Have anyone know about it?
There's something.
Kitchen, right?
Again?
There's something in Singapore called cloud kitchens.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be a good demand considering there's a lot of home-based business, and they can't take large orders. And I've known a couple of home-based business owners who does basically home baking, the kind of food ordering. I think it's going to be a good a good service to have. And I do know one person who's actually attempting to do a co-working kitchen, but I suspect the cost of renovation and the cost of space itself in Singapore is pretty huge. That's why not many is actually embarking on it. Yeah.
Yes. It must be supported by industry, because we have bigger brands that want to do corporate social responsibility. I mean, this kind of CSR that they need to do for the small SME or UMKM, because what they can actually help in terms of giving a kitchen, giving the facilities, and then all the kitchen are halal certified, and then the product come just nice, and then you can even produce there, like probably OEM. I mean, they are small players, and then they are trying to grow to become bigger. So this is the kind of facilities that co-working kitchen will actually help. Interesting. Whoever are listening, I hope they are going to do this so that everyone can enjoy it.
I've been to one of these cloud kitchens, smart kitchens, or whatever you call it. I believe both the kitchen developer, co-sharing kitchen or co-sharing baking space, need to have extensive talks with potential tenants. And again, different tenants got different needs. So, like for example, there are some tenants or some bakers, some F&B guys, everything they buy is really a paste. So they just need to add the paste and cook it, and then they get their products. some start from ground zero. And the guys who start from ground zero feel that sometimes the spaces is not enough. So there's the question of space per person. There is a question of another thing is price. Price point is another thing where people find it's out of reach. Like for certain industries, they don't cook every day. They're not supplying to restaurants, they're supplying for events, wedding caterers, caterers for that matter. So they just want a party. They find that the rental does not make sense for them. And then these guys, the one who develop these spaces, do not allow daily rental or things like that. Because then it's correlated to the government. Because the government issue licenses and they don't issue hourly licenses or whatever it is. So there is a whole dynamics over here. I think more extensive, especially for kitchens or baking spaces. But if it can be done, then it'll be very, very useful for a lot of people. Especially, because sometimes I find, it's on the Singapore context, the home-based businesses, sometimes kalau if in the Indonesia they call it macam kucing-kucingan, or quietly. Quietly with the risk, there's always a risk of getting caught for it because you shouldn't be commercializing your flat, your apartment. So probably in the future when there are more discussions, it can be done.
Interesting.
Then there's one more time where a group of Indian restaurants, so they got an association, Indian restaurants. So they started full of pomp and celebration, and the first one for like about 8 or 9 restaurants. The restaurants that you're in Singapore, you will see on the race course road, all the big names. Didn't really work out because everyone in the end became suspicious of each other. Are you taking my onions? Or are you taking my recipe? Are you standing to talk to me? Or are you watching what I'm doing behind me? All these things, we don't notice that. But these are dynamics, social dynamics, understanding of co-sharing, understanding, trusting, a lot of things. Yeah. But again, if everyone's positive, then it becomes easier.
Yeah, correct. I guess when it comes to co-working, everything that you are going to share. So I believe it doesn't matter if the big company is going to go bankrupt after there is a co-working space. But yes, probably it will help. The idea is to help everybody grow. So that's the most important. So I believe having co-working kitchen is something that we need to have. So congratulations TMTA. I know TMTA is one of the organization that is literally helping the small ones. If you go through to their website and the Facebook, they literally helps these small business owners to grow. And even though I couldn't understand what they speak, but I can see by the action because it's very interesting. Like I always tell Panumat that one day I will understand what they say, but it's okay, the time will come. So they are doing that.
Planning to learn Thai?
Yes, definitely. So yes, to all the new participant, Asma, Zul, Jessica, I hope you guys are enjoying this session because as we go forward, we expect you all bring your other friend as well. It should grow bigger, but and it should be like how it is. So that is just my wish from all of you now. Thank you for being my friend. And today is our first day. So yeah, Siraj, do you want to share a little bit about Tosh Group? I think I talked too much already.
Okay, I think Mr. Marut wants to share something, or is it someone else? Okay.
Someone else.
Oh, someone else. Okay. All right. Yeah, sure. I think before I share, Actually, I got one more question, but I think
Okay, can I ask?
like at the end of the closing, okay, so
We still
okay,
have
I just want to ask because if I don't
yeah.
ask, I cannot sleep. Okay.
Yes.
So like how Shana mentioned, there are big companies coming in. Will it alienate the smaller companies in the co-sharing space? Like, so like what was that company just now you mentioned? Was that company? I'm not sure. But like I know a friend. We have a friend who took up co-sharing space. Is Janio, and they come in with probably about 15 guys. And they come in like that guy with 50 spaces, 50 tables. Someone coming over with 50 tables. So obviously they have a workforce of at least 50 people in that co-sharing community. Will it alienate the guy with his like 2-person team or even the one-man operation? And then all these guys, it becomes like a US college with, those jackets, those star quarterback. Yeah, Janio. Will it create that kind of faction or things like that? Do you see that happening? Probably Jessica. Macam ada banyak Jessica.
I think Shannon, what Shannon mentioned about the big company booking like five stories. I think for WeWork, they have a specific service for those companies. So the space is specifically made for only that company. So it's not mixed with the other companies. But actually, we have a case study from our own co-working space. We have one startup who grew from, I think, 6 employees to 100 employees.
Wow.
And then they actually get rented out the next door unit in our building just for their office. And what we learned is with all of these companies, not all of the employees will become active in our community. Only some of them, maybe like, I don't know, 5% of the community members from the company. So it will not alienate. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's the job of a community manager to engage everybody equally and make sure everyone like what Zaha and Ziraj are doing right now lah. Like try to engage everyone, get everyone talking.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like I mentioned, I foresee the small players will not be exactly small players. I just give you another case study. AIA in Singapore hired Indonesian staff through Glints in Batam. So they have 50 staff in Batam now, 50. But of course, AIA has thousands of employees in Singapore. So they might look small in remote offices, but yeah, it's headquartered by a big giant. So how do you foresee handling overseas clients coming in, but they will only employ like maybe 5 staff, 10 staff. So that's something that might be common, and especially coming from expensive locations like Hong Kong, Singapore, Japan. I think there might be more companies doing this because we are already doing remote work. Everybody is doing remote work already. So bosses like me, I don't need Singapore workers anymore, frankly. I don't see my staff anymore, even in Singapore. My staff can be in Indonesia, can be in Philippines for all I care, but they're still doing work for me, the same. Yeah, so that's how I see co-working spaces to play a bigger part in this. That's how I foresee it. I think if there are more, like what even Yanti requires, more co-working spaces taking up the HR and admin functions also. I think that would be a perfect scenario for the new normal. Yeah, so that's how I see it. I'm not sure about the rest, but I want to expand now overseas. I don't want to hire Singaporeans. Oops, sorry, SMCCI.
I think the government will be more affected by that statement rather than SMCCI.
Yeah.
I think there is no, luckily there are no representatives, else they will review all the grants that you apply for. But anyway, that's good. I mean, in the end, it's about business sense, business cost, business sense. Okay, I think we should give the platform to some of our new friends, like Miss Asma, because I don't really, I've not seen you before. So maybe you can share a bit of what you do. And yeah, a bit more about yourself. Miss Asma, please.
I actually did my introductions. You kind of missed it, Siraj.
Tu Siraj. But I can explain to you, Siraj.
Aku punya info salah, babe.
Tak apa. This is how we get to know her, you know.
Again.
Asma came together with Is.
Yeah,
So,
I know. Because
Ah.
Santi messaged me and I gave her the link and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So, but then in our group chat, someone mentioned, tak engage dia ke? Yang je, so not like that.
So don't get me wrong. I'm
So I
listening.
say, alamak. So didn't notice, right? You know. So I just play good notes lah je kan. Dah lah tak ada sirap sama peyek kan petang ni.
So in fact I'm listening and these are good conversations, right? When I started my my culinary spa in Bandung, right before when I was doing it, I was looking for this kind of community, but unfortunately I came across very bogus ones which was asking, hey, pay us $500, then we get our networking together, and it was all formal, no, involve this dato, that dato, and all that, so it wasn't as genuine, right? So I'm sure you have your fair share. And Siraj, you are not exactly unknown to me. I know someone who knows you other than these people here. So it is a very small world, and I'm glad that I see people representing from Thailand, from Indonesia, which I love, because my business is centered around Bandung, and again I love the resources in Bandung. Look, I did my no offense to anyone, I did my website in Bandung half the price of what you get in Singapore, half the price, and I gained friends since 2015 when I was doing it, and again I was blessed. Why? Because when I started my Bandung spa, it is with zero knowledge. The only thing I know is I love spa. That's all. I love spa, and I don't like to go to a spa that is unhygienic, and all that. So with that intention, I believe if you start off anything with good intention, demi Allah, right, you will go far. You will go far. And I seen that, I've experienced that. Well, long story short, I love to get in touch with anybody, and I find Yanti character the same as me. So again, because we are from technology, and in technology, woman does not exist, right? So when I found Yanti, it's like a God calling, for this kind of interaction. So I really appreciate Yanti for actually dragging me into this conversation. I love to know every one of you. I believe everybody can bring something on the table, and I believe in collaboration. That's my key thing. So love the conversation. We should be engaging more, and all that stuff. So yeah, I should give this time to someone else. Who's new? Zul, right? Zul's new.
Yeah, Zul. But I think Zul mentioned about Code One and all that. So
okay.
Thank you, Zul, for sharing this now. And in fact, do bring your friends. In fact, I think everyone should. I should say a special thank you to Ms. Rianti for sharing the word with someone else. I think that's wonderful. Something good. I think we should share.
Yeah.
And now we have one more person from Bandung, and sharing what she does. And this is where the network grows. And along the week, sometimes I also see people asking some questions, people sharing. Mr. Panumat visiting Joey's Minimart at Yala. These are the things that are positive.
Yeah.
And sometimes we do not need to wait for a business chamber to organize. We do not need to wait for the government to organize something. I think we can just move. And they will support us as we go along. So yeah, Guys, any other notes, any other questions to share? I think Miss Brother Suki, you have something new that you were sharing online, right? Group chat a couple of days ago.
Oh, hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. Always clear.
Yeah. Which one is that you are referring to? Which something new?
Oh, see, Inspector Gadget. There's so many things new. Mana ni eh?
Maybe the one is in the background. That's also something new?
Yeah. But I think that's definitely something that you're working on. Oh, okay. How is
Yeah.
that catching on?
Yep. Moving. We are supposed to have a full and official launch with official advertisers using the iWalker next week. We're going to have about 4 different companies, and one charity organization that will be using the iWalker to do their advertisement and moving down the streets, and we are trying to learn from there what is the how effective it is. We are getting what they call is we're gathering data and how to further use this equipment as a form of targeted communication on the
Is
streets.
it already, let's say for example, any one of us who are interested, can they start advertising on that platform, or are you still looking into that proof of concept first?
Proof is already
done
there.
already,
It's done already. So we for the last 1.5 months basically just doing a lot of our own marketing, introducing the device to the public. I think a lot of people in the public have really seen it. They have really some of them even can identify it when we are on the streets. So next week we hope to do an official launch, and together with one advertising agency, we are working with them to use this to launch to work with any other brands or any companies who wants to use this equipment as part of their campaigns or event management or events.
Nice. I just want to check with you, is this your distribution rights for this
Can't hear you, so that's
program? Is
yeah.
this for Singapore, or can you bring this out to some of our friends around the world?
Sorry, you are very soft. Can you go a bit louder?
Okay. No, I'm just saying that can you
Yeah. You okay? Carry on.
That's
a bit better.
now better. I could buy it.
Yeah.
All right. No. Cakap. Okay. No, I wanted to say stop. Okay. So can we bring this product out to other countries? Are you interested to bring this product?
Yes. I do, because one of the deal I had with the manufacturer from UK, Scotland, that they gave me exclusivity for ASEAN countries, all the 10 ASEAN countries or 11 ASEAN countries for 5 years. So the target is to, yes, exclusivity for the region for the next 5 years.
Awesome. So guys,
yeah.
Our brother Panuman, our brothers, our overseas brothers from Singapore, from Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand. You might want to contact Mr. Sulki to know more about this, and maybe you guys can collaborate. Because I see your Instagram, your social media, and this kind of stuff. It really is interesting, lah. Now the whole idea over here is to get eyeballs. That's the whole idea. Nothing else, though. Just get eyeballs. Although I must say your models look a lot fitter, Sulki. Where you get all these fit models? That one to ask you later on. But so when it's something new and this guy is carrying like that and walking, hey, what's that? What kind of message are they? Oh, okay, there's a certain message, and this is the best time because it's not really too commercialized. It's still quite. It's still new. This is the best time. Maybe we got to PM Sulki and find out what kind of advertising rates he has, or what kind of ideas of collaboration. So, worth a shot. Yeah.
Yep.
Good job, Sulki. Good job.
Just like I say, this is only one of the first things that we are really pushing hard. I think Farhana got something from me yesterday, which I'm going to push very hard, and hopefully that things also goes through in maybe 2 or 3 months time. Yeah.
Okay, Zah, do you want to summarize today's session and and then we close it because I think Jessica also got 2 things to do.
Well, just by the way, Jessica, by the
You
way,
call me and then 45 minutes I handle myself. But it's actually, I would say, something. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity. So you get more time to address questions. I think we know Jessica quite well by now. So yeah, Zaha, anything to summarize?
well, throughout the conversation, for the past 2 hours, I believe we all seems to understand more details about co-working space, and nonetheless, we probably going to be part of Apiary soon. Once the door is open, even though she's now in Singapore. So that's pretty much about the co-working space. But not only that, like we always tell all our friends, the real purpose of this Zoom networking is about to mingle with the people that we are going to meet soon. I believe that after this, if I get to meet East in Singapore, right, she will just say, let's go teh tarik, those kind of gesture. I mean, Asma will call me, hey, I'm in Badung, come try my company services. That's definitely is going to happen. Even Mr. Panumat is waiting to go to Singapore. Probably we are going to Naratiwat. Sulki probably going to give me to try. I mean, I'm not as good looking as the model, but I'm sure I can be one like them. Mr. Marut in Bangkok, Kota Baru. Well, I just miss going out from the place lah. So yes, I hope the one are new will always be joining to our coming session. And Jessica, please don't forget to include us, all of us, in your upcoming session. I would love to engage with your community because I think they have a different kind of view. Coming from what you explained to us today, I pretty much understand that we can make more friends with your co-working community. And I also understand that you are also part of 3 different community, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, she have very big contacts. So yes, the summary still the same. Let's do this again, hopefully in 2 weeks time, and I hope all of you will bring more friends. And if any of you have any suggestion, please do share with us. And that's all. Is there any last word?
Thank you, Zaha. Yes.
Last request.
There you go.
Have a last request. Can we extend this another 5 minutes?
Okay.
Is it possible?
Well,
we always have this session extended. I mean, those
before that, I got something.
I always notice that this conversation go on even after 5. So, and you seem, as friends, kacau-kacau aja, you seem to be the host after 5 p.m. Somehow.
Okay, sorry guys. Just a quick one. Sorry,
guys, if you
Suki.
need to leave, by all means, but
Shalom.
want to hear Suki too.
Okay.
All right.
Just one short note. Congratulations, Farhana.
Congrats. Okay, what's that all about?
Congratulations. Forget to congratulate when I see you here.
So what's the celebration then?
Share lah.
I'm getting married next month, so yeah.
All right, congratulations.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Awesome, awesome. Welcome to the club.
Tanya,
COVID doesn't stop anything, right?
Tanya. Okay, by the way, there is no such as Tanya in Indonesia. They don't understand what is Tanya. They said selamat.
Selamat.
Yes,
Selamat,
congratulations.
selamat.
They congratulate by saying selamat, not Tanya. They don't even know what is Tanya. So something new. So yes.
Okay, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, just to make it official, because yesterday I sent one email to SSMCI to make it official. But this is not working with SMCCI directly, but this is I'm putting this up as an official platform, as an official start of what we are going to do. So I think most of you have heard of what I spoke few months back or few events back of Halal Digital Out of Home Advertisement Platform, right? So this is I would like to officially tell everybody in this network of what we want to do. You can see this?
Oh, can.
Okay. All right. So this is what we have actually officially launched within the company, and we have also spoke to SMCCI and to introduce it to them. What is our what is the target and what is the market area that we want to do. So this is a digital signage network for halal, Muslim-owned, Muslim-friendly businesses. It will start in Singapore. What it is, building a network of digital signage advertisement platform for halal, Muslim-owned, Muslim-friendly businesses offering halal products and services. So we are going to work with some restaurants and restaurants, cafes, and Muslim businesses to first establish that digital network signage for advertisement purposes, targeting the halal, Muslim-owned and Muslim-friendly businesses. Okay, all right. Then after that, we can phase one. Phase one is basically building the network through core matured business with available existing and digital signages. Then now phase two, we will include and introduce advertisement packages for home-based or small businesses to aim to assist them to promote and growth of their new startups or business. All right. The next phase of expansion will be phase three, which will be we will be trying to expand it to all the ASEAN countries regionally first before we go further. Okay. What is it all about? This is basically a chain store of food joints where you have we can engage all these chain store to example Saffron, or you can some those multi-chain cafes, or like Crave or like Stuff. These are all the chain store that we will be trying to work with to develop what we call this connectivity in terms of the digital signage, to and also to deploy non-fixed location at any malls or any what they call this at any MRT stations. And also you saw the digital signage, the one that you are seeing on my screen, the mobile type, that is also will be part of the digital signage solution that we're gonna implement. Okay, what is basically a creative content? What is the ecosystem like? It is a cloud-based system which is managed. It is Amazon Web Services, which will connect all the different digital signage, digital out-of-home signage in Singapore and hopefully around the region. And also we are also now in discussion with Success of Group M, which is the biggest advertising agency in the world, to allow us to work with them to pump in the programmatic advertisement feed into the system, whereby we can just work with them and provide. They will pump in their advertisement of other halal what they call these companies, which wants to really be part of the digital signage when they want to advertise in digital signage. So you can see like this. You have the in one store or in a cafe, you can have one television screen or digital home screen that can show the menu, and at the same time show what we call these ads, that can be pumped into the restaurant or a cafe, right? So example, outdoor signage in Arab Street, outdoor signage in Haji Lane is one of them you're looking at, So this is now an official launch by us, and we are looking for people who will be interested to know more about this system that we are going to launch, this advertising platform we want to launch, especially for the halal space. And with this, we will start in Singapore first, and we are looking to expanding in Thailand, in Malaysia, Indonesia, if they want, because this is a cloud-based system. The scalability is easy. I don't have to be there. I'll just have to work with you guys in whatever location. So the idea is, at the end of the day, when this advertisement platform is fully run, people from Brunei can put their business advertisement in Singapore coffee shop, and Singapore business, selling a few things, service, can put their advertisement right in the coffee shop down in Kuala Lumpur, or maybe a Thai seafood restaurant, who wants to attract more people from Singapore going to there, they can put their advertisement in Singapore in whichever location they want. So this is a very, what they call this cloud-based system, and it's scalable to any parts of the world. Okay, thank you. That is the only announcement I got to make. Thanks. Okay.
Congratulations.
Yeah, there's a big
Any
step
question?
from the last.
I'm or you can contact me. My number is there. If you want to know more about it, you can always we can talk separately.
So the cafes will get paid, right?
Yes, basically they are owners of media. They are media owners. Either we put the media onto their cafes or onto their restaurants, and we will manage it, and we are paying rent to them on a regular basis. So we will manage the advertisement space. We get the revenue and income from there, and we share it with the what they call this, the cafes or restaurants, or even like any retail space that wants to be part of the advertisement network.
Yeah. So Jessica might not know your system that well, so it's a potential revenue for companies, especially like yours, Jessica, where you have tenants moving around. His advertisements are targeted, so you can specify a keyword that you want to display to your tenants, and it will only show those advertisements based on that keyword tag. So it's a bit of like a tagging, right, Suki?
It's using an ad tech system, whereby it's a programmatic advertisement platform, where if you have screen in your premises, you can classify and you can list out what are the things that you want to, what the criteria, I would say, that you allow those advertisements can be advertised into your screen, right? So the programmatic system run by like people like Saxis, people like Singapore Media Exchange, run by a lot of the other advertisement company around the world. They will then do a DSP SSP exchange, RTB, real-time buying of advertisement. Once they have the right advertisement and the right location at the right price, they will just send the ad text directly to that screen, and they will play the advertisement. So it's fully automatic, fully programmatic. So there is no, like now, when people are actually trying to get advertisements, owners of screens who wants to get advertisements, they have to go out and do marketing and try to get people to advertise in their screen. Currently, with the latest technology, you don't have to do that anymore. And as long as you are part of the what you call the system, you can actually use the you can work with the different agencies, even what they call it, ad exchanges, to get advertisement into the screen.
And then that's how you earn. Is it a fixed rental income, or is it by advertisement?
Like I said, the current model we are looking at, because we just started, we're going to start it, but that's why we want to start it easy. We use a fixed income. All right, so we will look at the location, we look at the number of people that goes to that restaurants or cafe. Then we came up, we will give them like, okay, one location, we pay you $200 or $300. If we have two locations, we pay $600 a month. So in terms, it's like renting the place by putting a screen there, and we will manage it on the high only from the behind. We are the one who's going to get all the advertisers to be there. So we are using, like I said, programmatic advertisement platforms, which will be what we call this easier to get advertisers from and all over the world.
So I think that there's a revenue opportunity for even around the region.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I say it's as long as a person or an organization or malls or anybody who have actually the digital signage, it will be what they call it. They will be able to what we call this earn income from there, and when we pump in advertisement.
So with that referral, Suki, what's my commission?
Let's work it out, you know.
Sorry, businessman.
Yeah. It's something that we'll be trying. Well, we have been working on it. So, like I say, we officially now it is up, and we are now going out to all the cafes, and hopefully by a month or two, we will actually have. Target is to put about 40 screens in Singapore, and connect it to the different advertising agencies to pump in advertisement into this signages.
Nice.
And it will be halal based, Muslim owned, and Muslim friendly business only. So it is we want to make it a specific platform because like once you are in a Google Ads or you're in Facebook, you are if you are not strong, you will be what they call you will have to work very, very hard to get yourself what they call this known. But in this platform, we give that additional what we call this focus just for this business group of people. So at the end of the day, the screen may, in the first start, of course, it will target the Malay Muslim crowd, but I believe once it becomes stronger, we can always put this screen into the public and still focusing on the halal, Muslim-friendly, Muslim-owned businesses, and they will get that what they call this the eyeballs of the public, not only the Malay Muslim target market, but any other citizen or any other races or religion. So it becomes a platform which is specifically to a certain group of people, however, can be used to what they call this to send out the message to the masses at the same time. All right. Okay. So if any more questions, do contact me. I think my number is on my screen, and I think I have some of you already on my what they call this on my LinkedIn. I will just maybe drop you a message later. Thanks. Okay.
All right. Zaha, you're mute. You're muted, Zaha.
Okay. Sorry for the voice. Anyway, thank you so much, Suki. The rest of the people who are still here, I guess some of us already left. I think they have another arrangement, no problem. Thank you so much for being here. Meanwhile, I just want to check. We actually had the research. I did do some research throughout all our members that we probably want to change the timing. I'm just want to ask the rest of you here, what do you think if we actually change this session into morning session? What do you think, Asma?
I'm a morning person, so I'm
Great.
okay with it.
See, okay. Zul?
Okay.
Morning, okay, morning.
Okay.
Farhana, one of our loyal members. Is there any problem for you to come in the morning?
I'm okay with it. I mean, most of my meetings are in the morning, so it's better in the morning than.
Yes. We try to grow, and also we try to accommodate everyone. We want to see how it works and if it's in morning based on our research. I did that research last week. In general, I think they choose to make it at 10 a.m. rather than we give to 10 a.m. and also 8 p.m. Most working people answer 10 a.m. because they take this as a meeting, so they will include this in their schedule. Some of it said that this is like a networking session. They actually want it to be after working hours. Some of it even say either way is okay. Yes, so we already tried this session for I think almost 3 months or probably more. It's already been 15 episodes. So let's try to make it in the morning, see how it works. And if you, if you guys also have any topics that you want to discuss, please let us know. So we try to make it happen. I know Asma is probably want to discuss more on sumber daya. Sumber daya is Indonesian word for human resources. I think that is actually good. Even Chanan mentioned that. So I did make some engagement with one of these company in Indonesia. They actually came up with a set of AI that they actually answer question. It's called as some tests that for people to take and to know their talent. So they actually do that in Indonesia, and I know there's some company also in Malaysia is doing that. I'm about to engage with them to ask on talent, but since Shannon already asked from Jessica just now, I think it's always best to get from our friend, right? Yes, because they already know what we need, you see. So yes. Zul, ada something to add? Tak ada Zuni, do you have anything that you want to say?
Today, I have nothing to say. Quite amazing today. Looking forward to another season, inshallah.
Great. Suki had fun in presenting. Thank you, Suki. It's always nice to have someone to present about their products and services. Is busy. Kai, you have anything to say? Kai is pretty quiet today. Capek. Okay, Asma, any last word before becoming?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone. It's a good session.
Can we charge you $500? No.
No lah, of course not. I was smart the first time. I'm not gonna go back to my actions.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. So I guess we should end our session already. Unless any one of you want to stay, please do. I think I have to go. And we should see again each other in 2 weeks' time. We are going to prepare for next episode. We are going to talk about education. Just to give some thoughts, the difference between online education and offline education. If any of you have someone that we can invite to discuss about the matter, please let us know. We'll try to arrange. But that is the topic that we are going to discuss. So yeah, okay. Thank you so much for coming. Hope to see you guys again.
Thank you all.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Bye.
everybody.
Take care.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah.
Farhana, don't forget to send a card.
Oh yes. Invitation.
Invitation.
Is it a
Or maybe
virtual,
a Zoom invitation, you know.
is it a virtual wedding or what?
Virtual
Oh,
wedding.
I've attended a couple of virtual weddings already.
If it's not
half,
if it's not
half,
virtual
half
wedding,
Zoom, half not half lah.
yeah.
20 at the side, then the rest all on Zoom.
Tak adalah, whoever
Yeah.
attend the wedding can do live live ni lah, live feed.
Yeah. So that's what they are doing now.
About that, whether I want to do Zoom or FB Live, not sure.
Yeah, FB
Because
Live is easier lah.
At home, I'm the IT person. So if I'm the the only IT person, then the rest of the people tak tahu nak manage this Zoom or what, right? So it will be difficult. Takkan pengantin nak I know the Zoom or all that. So I think just video and put it up on Facebook or something like that.
Yeah, that could be good as well.
I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of interns now going around. You might just engage them at less than $500 to just.
When is this?
Yeah. A lot guys from ITE and all that.
Yeah.
Very good at it. Yeah.
Give them some income. They'll be there.
Give some training, you know. Get into the business, go to the real world business, and you'll be surprised.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. See you around. See you in 2 weeks
Guys,
time,
thank you
inshallah.
so much.
Assalamualaikum. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Bye.
Bye.